right, welcome to another episode of Chat Show. I'm your Chief Gihareh, leader of the Kim Dynasty and the Spiritual Bandits. Because we take our abundance, we don't ask for what's so rightfully ours. And on Tangential Thoughts Chat Show, we like to do a daily energy tarot read to see what's the energy for the day, what's the advice for the day, so that we can best navigate the waters. And as always, Tangential Thoughts is a guided journal that you can purchase on Amazon. It's filled with quotes and pictures. Some of the quotes you may have heard before, some of the quotes I heard in conversation. Pictures, quotes. And so it has a quote, my response to the quote, and then all the rest of the space is a chance for you to jot down an idea, like, oh, I just had this good idea. Write it down in your book. Or if you need some lines, you need some guidance, there are some lines for you to have your own journal entry so that you can question your thoughts and feelings and understand yourself a little bit. And so this is my Arthur copy, and this right here on September 25th, Shane Fisher, he gave me a grill. He gave me a grill from the food shelter. He gave me some food and he gave me a grill and he signed my book. He said, good luck and God bless you. He is always there and he sends people to help. Tangential Thoughts. The paperback version now has the updated cover where it has the updated Instagram and YouTube. And then that's version 1. And version 2 is on Amazon as well. And so the paperback version for version 1 is updated. The hardback should be updated within the next few hours or so. And then this one is version 2. Version 2 only has the hardback available currently. And version 2 talks about how my family how they set me up. They plotted, schemed to put me in this mental hospital and how I kind of got out of there. So Tangential Thoughts version 1 and version 2 are available for purchase on Amazon. Other things to tap into, I do visuals on with the cigars and whatnot and make little music video remixes. And so go ahead and tap in and tune in with that playlist, the music video remixes. Other ones are the Grand Theft Auto 6 Chief Gihareh cigar band RockStar artist. And I made my cigar band and smoked that yesterday. Boom. So that's the first cigar band that I made. I wrapped it around the cigar that I had and I smoked it just like it had some burn on it. So that was my first cigar. Again, Project Extinction, PJXTNCTN. Project Extinction, PJXTNCTN. And so you see that there on the cigar band, Chief Gihareh, Kim Dynasty. And so this is my Arthur copy for my second version. And I'm not having people sign this. This is where I'm just keeping track of the cigars I smoke and my unprofessional cigar reviews. All right, so the book, the playlist, I've also done a couple acting scripts and monologues. And so feel free to check those out as well. And what do I want to say about those? Yeah, look at those. Tell me what you think about them. I did 3. I did Godfather monologue. I did Denzel King Kong Training Day monologue. And I did the Scarface, the bad guy speech. Those are the 3 videos. I'm trying to find another one. I've been thinking to watch the Goodfellas. So I think about watching Goodfellas and seeing if there's a part in there that I can try to reenact. And if so, I'll do that and once I get another cigar. So let's go ahead and jump into the read. Let's go and jump into this tarot read. And so I updated the audiobook. And that update is uploading while I'm doing this live. Because the audiobook today's session was it's over an hour long. I might have hit an hour and 30 minutes. I don't even keep track of the timer. The last time I saw was an hour and 15 minutes. So this last video is going to be an hour and 15 minutes. So I know it's going to take over 2 hours to load. And so while that's loading, I'm going to do this tarot read. And then once I finish this, I'm going to take some pictures so I can do the art versus artist. And we'll put a couple outfits together, because when I say art versus artist, I worked on myself. I was the art this year, and so I changed a lot within, even when I committed to my art in around March. Well, I published my book in February. March was my birthday. I went to Hawaii and I did my first design, this design, the design that's on this book, and the design that is also on here, my first screen print. And so I'm keeping it just like this. I'm never going to erase this. This is my first design. The only thing I'm thinking of doing now is getting more colors and possibly getting bigger screens so I can put some bigger dinosaurs. But that was my first screen print. And so I'm also going to take a picture with the shirt. So here's this shirt. I stole it. I stole this shirt, and then I finally just, so I burnt the sleeve on it a little. Was cutting all my shirts, so of course I distressed it a bit, and I put the design on the side under the sleeve. So I did it on this side under the sleeve. I liked it because even though it was my first time screen printing, I was like, my first time doing anything, it can't just be regular. So like my first time being on the pottery wheel, I made a cigar holder. And my first time screen printing, I was like, I'm not gonna just do one color. So I faded it from red to black. And then on the other side, I put it in black. So at some point, I just do need some other colors, because I got blue, but I don't like blue. I didn't want to use blue. Yeah, I'm just not rocking with blue. So I'm gonna see if, when I get the chance, getting some more fabric paints that I can use, and I'll make some more dinosaurs and make some more shirts and put those up there. But that's a shirt that I'm gonna model today I'm gonna have my own little photo shoot. So I'm gonna say I'm a photographer too. You know what I'm saying? So because that's what I looked at. I looked at a lot of the, what's that thing called? When I look back at, because I want to do the art versus artist. When I look back at a lot of the content that I had, I wasn't taking a lot of pictures. I was doing a lot of videos and then editing the videos. So I'm going to just go back and take a couple pictures of, you know what I'm saying, those highlights from this year and just putting some things. So I know I got my jackets, shirt, and book, just taking pictures of those things, my art versus artist. And then hit back the accomplishments this year. Artistically, creative accomplishments. So let's go ahead and jump into the Archeo deck. So hold on, let me make sure something. God, I ain't seen anything in a little minute. It stopped falling out. I was about to say, yeah, I even made a tarot card. I made a tarot card too. So let's jump with the Archeo deck. Start with the Archeo deck. Archeo represents archetypes. There are certain archetypes that we all have. We all have different personalities, right? And the goal, the trick of the trade is to find something, right? Find a title, something that you can live through that will allow all your different personalities, skills, and traits, you can live under this umbrella safely. So for me, it's like, I got to set aside time. So like this morning, the audiobook, there's the Arthur philosophical side to me that's doing the Cigar Talk podcast. And I got to give time to that, right? Then there's the intuitive psychic side to me that I wanted to develop. So I got to give time to that, like doing the tarot reads. And then there's an artistic side. There's a photographer side. Like, there's so many sides, and it's like taking the time, creating a day so where you take the time to appease those different parts of you. All right, so what part of us, what energy should we align ourselves to, what frequency should we align ourselves to that will best serve us for today? And so since I'm also on my last cigar, I'm going to make this a good read. And I wish I was able to warm my hands up. I'm on my last candle. If I can reach this candle, I'll pull it out. I don't even know where I'm gonna put that candle at right now. Actually, let me just put it on the other side. I need to warm my hands up. Gotta keep my hands warm. I have gloves, but the daggone gloves, it's hard to shuffle with the gloves. I do not feel like getting up. I guess a perk to, living in your car is the fact that you can reach everything. There it is. That's my last candle. So I'm down to my last cigar, my last candle, and I gotta burn this one because the other candle keep going out, and I'm not about to struggle with that as it keeps trying to burn. So oh, this lighter might just be trash now. That thing is stuck. Okay. Now where can I put this so it's seen? You see that? You see how the fire went out? That is crazy, bro. That is crazy, bro. And this is my first time burning this candle. There gotta be a reason to that. There has to be some type of science behind this. I do not know why this fire is getting smaller. As soon as I tilt it straight up, watch. Flame about to go smaller. And if I tilt it, flame bigger. Somebody gotta explain that to me, man. Not stay. Flame to the fire. Cause I got shit to burn. I'm gonna give it one more for right now. Well, it's burning pretty good now. Okay. I'll add some more wood to it. Okay. Move stuff around. So what frequency should we align ourselves to? What energy or frequency should we align ourselves to? That will best serve. The first three are the energy that will best serve us. The outer six are influences and factors. All right. So the first one that we have is the warrior. This has been, and it's a card of protection. And so even with us being able to defend, and it's not out and seeking any type of conflict or strife. If something is to arise, then we are well equipped. And so the wolf is deep intuition and understanding. And one thing I liked about this is we're equating your wants to needs. Like if you take out, and those becoming interchangeable. And I want food, I need food. Wants and needs. I want cigar, I need cigars. Making the wants and needs on the same level. And so things about the wolf, right? A wolf, it extracts the resource from there. It's gonna eat, hunt in this area. It's gonna drink the water here. And if it's going to leave a place, then it's based on survival and instincts. And the last time I read up on it was, this is not also, it's known to societal and conformities. It's about going down a certain path and free of those chains. And sometimes you're going to have to embrace those animal instincts, those survival skills that you have. Other people live by. Because the wolf cannot be chained down. You don't put a wolf on a leash, right? You don't put a wolf on a leash. A dog can be domesticated, but a wolf is not. And hard. Not because of the artistry on it, the imagery on it, but because of the essence, the energy behind it. This is expression. And what I like to say is that if your heart was outside of you, telling you what to do it, and how would your heart show up for you and express itself outside of your body? So I'll read up on that, and I'll read it again just to see what sticks out to me today. Duende. I also like that just the name, it was something weird I had never heard of before. 31. 3 plus 1 is a 4. That is a stable number. It's the artist, full creativity. That's what I wrote in this book. The duende is a spirit of deep creativity. The duende is a spirit of the deepest creativity. A silent sound. How can sound be silent? That's your intuition, right? A struggle that surges up from the soles of our feet. It is of blood, ancient culture, and action, and it calls us out. Without it, our artistic works would be tepid and superficial. Yet with it, our nerve ending closed and raw. It comes force or not at all, burning through us, searing away our resistance. The duende fires us with a power far beyond our normal capacity for expression, making us an outlet of profound art and music. Both primitive and highly sophisticated, its presence sets alight the core of our potential. It is the passionate specter of the earth, a hobgoblin muse demanding that we open ourselves to all possibilities. With guttural song, summoned from the caves of our souls, it accepts no lies. The duende is a nearby, a pregnant and overwhelming power that is life, fate, and the consummation of risk and knowledge. It is not a mere concept, but a very real presence. Made visible, it is huge, potent, patient, and less tolerant than anything the human will can grasp. It is a bittersweet bliss that will infiltrate the bloodstream like a toxin. It is life loved and lived with the greatest of passions. But if that love is lost, the duende leaves us with an inconsolable grief. The parts that I highlighted were the caves, it accepts no lies. It comes with full force or not at all. Our nerve ending. The parts that, you know what I'm saying, still stick out to me. It accepts no lies. It is a bittersweet bliss that will infiltrate the bloodstream like a toxin. But if lost, inconsolable grief. And whenever especially us with an inconsolable grief and a deceptional lie, anything the human will can grasp. What was the other part? Fires us with a power, formal capacity for expression. And one thing I always come about with that card is with that, it is the inconsolable grief part. Because when you live a life with no regrets, that is one thing that's like a common theme that if you talk to somebody who has, you know what I'm saying, lived their life, to talk to the older people, that older generation, the people who live 75, 70 plus years, 80s and 90s, when you talk to them, right, a lot of them will say something along the lines of, if there's any type of regret or remorse that they have, is that they didn't say or do certain things. They talk about how they did or did not express themselves, the chances, the opportunities that they had, that they missed. That's for the most part. Or if they didn't miss it, then yeah, they're gonna talk about chances, opportunities that they missed. I gotta sit on my feet because I'm wearing these daggone foam runners, these Yeezy foam runners, but the shoe has holes in it, you know what I'm saying? Purposeful holes in it. And so you can't really wear them in the winter when it's cold. Ugh. So that cold air got my feet cold. So I'm trying to see if I can sit on my feet here, get my feet warmed back up. And so, even like for me, right? This right here, one of my lessons I learned just from talking to somebody else, right? He had a boat. I was fishing, dude had a boat, and he tricked his boat out. He'll have to tell you all the bells and whistles that he put on it, the TVs, the electronics he put on, and all this other stuff. This back in the day, right? But he sold his boat. And this is why I'm always gonna keep this car no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep this car no matter what. But cause he sold his, right? And then that's something that still bothered him. He's like, man, it was two things. That he wished he never sold it. He wished he still had it. One. Second thing is that he said was, so I learned that lesson from him. Keep it. I done tricked this out, put all this time and energy into customizing, creating, and making it how I want. Keep this jank. Never sell. Never sell. That's one, right? The other one he said was, I think he's awesome at fishing. Like, he really nice at it. If you watch this man fish, he said, I've been fishing since he was like 6 years old, 5, 6 years old. The way he whipped that thing out there in this and the third, it's just so natural. And so he had the opportunity to go to a fishing competition, and he for sure he would have won, or at least placed. But it would require that he traveled, and he wouldn't be able to spend time with his wife and kids. So those obligations. I'm not even sure if he had kids at the moment, but for sure his wife was uncomfortable with it. So he missed out. That's something he missed out on. And so not being married, not being tied down, or at least waiting until you've lived a good portion of your life and pursued a lot of different endeavors. And being with someone like, when you read The Alchemist, right? The boy, he catches feelings for Tima, but he has to go out. And so he leaves Fatima, and now there's trust. And Fatima has to trust because she knows that's the way of the law in the land, that the men of the desert, they gotta go out. May or may never come back. And then with that, for him too, knowing that he may never come back, will he lose this love? But if it's all meant to be, he'll make his way back. He'll have went on his path and his journey, and he'll come back to his love. Those are things to think about. All right, but we got Duende, Wolf, and Warrior. So even how I'm resonating with this is like how I gotta do the art versus artist thing. I'm gonna take my time, do my photo shoot, and give it, you know what I'm saying? Give it a good go, give it a good shot. I'm not gonna rush through this. Every picture is gonna be intentional. Every outfit, what I'm putting on, everything I'm wearing, it's intentionality. That wolf, it's intentionality behind action. And then the warrior, defending my art and what I created, defending my creativity, my passion, my art, everything I've created. All right. Next are external influences and factors. We got the poet, the artist and the poet. Those two professions, right? That society will, what they say, society will not. It's hard, the starving artist, the struggling poet. Like, who's the one guy who wrote the stuff with the crows? Whatever, that art that, like, they talk about how he was a drunk and a beggar, and he was on the streets, and that's how he wrote about his stuff. But now, I'm not sure if it was, I don't know who it was. Oh, Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe. They talk about him in the sense that he was on the streets as a drunk, as a beggar, begging people for this and the third, boom, boom, boom. And so 2 things there. That wolf spirit, right? Yeah, he could have been doing a lot of other stuff, but he's out here writing his story out on the streets, begging for money so he can drink. He's a drunkard. He's writing these stories, intoxicated. But I think there's even the bad parts of him, like that he may have been abusive to even the people that, it's stuff like that, right? It's stuff like that. But the artist, the poet, the art, those people, funding those people, knowing how important art is to life, and yet somehow we've been conditioned to put it at the bottom. And yet we understand how important it is. All right, we also have the trickster. Whenever the trickster comes out, there's this grand scheming plan that you have. And the trickster throws the curveball at you. The advice is, if you can laugh at it and keep it going, do it anyway. What's plan B? Make plan A work. So that trickster pops out. Yes, you can have your plan in your own scheme, but then whatever happens, and it's coming to external influencing factors, so to go ahead and do it. So even like when me trying to do this read, the daggone Wi-Fi kept going out, kept saying reconnecting, but still pushing through. The goal and intention is to get this read done, so staying with right here on this path. The next one we have is the fatalis. The fatalis. And even though she can't see her next steps, she's trusting on the inside that she's going down the right path, and she's just trusting her gifts, skills, talents, and abilities to continue to take the next step forward. The people down here are so much smaller, but they're thinking that they're influencing her path, but she's still going forward. But they're very minute. They're very minuscule. They're not stopping her progression. And then 3 more. Next, we have the Metamorph card. This is a card of transition through phases of life. For instance, going from single to in a relationship, or vice versa, in a relationship to single. Going from having a home to homeless, or going from having a job to no job. And so it's just a card of transition, even mentality, right? Going from childish to mature. And so this is just a card of transition, stepping through those thresholds and into the darkness here, into the darkness. And even though you may not know what's going to happen, it's a part of the path, the journey. They gain their wings. 2 more. Next one is the innocent. One thing I always kind of note with this is that there's blood here. There's blood on the arm. And when you're having fun, innocent, what does a child do? A child just has fun, does what it wants to do, says what it wants to say, whatever, right? But sometimes, like for me, the last time I got hurt, right, I went to the park and I was climbing on the monkey bars. Or I scrape myself doing this. You scrape yourself sometimes in the process of having fun, but you still embrace this energy because you're having fun. You just keep going. You just keep going. So even though you may hurt, continue to have fun and play with whatever you're creating. And then last but not least, we have the healer. We have the healer. And so this is listening before things get to a point where you're forced to listen. So for instance, I went to the hospital and talking to the girl, she's on her hospital bed and she can barely move. She needs help to doing certain things. And one thing I asked her, she was like, I had been meaning to take a break. Work had been tiring me out. She had been meaning to rest and relax, but she kept ignoring it. She just kept going to work, kept showing up. This is why mental health days are a part of the workplace now. They got to give you time. They got to give you vacation time off, paid time off, and now they got mental health days. But she had been ignoring it for so long, and then something happened. Something traumatic happened that forced her to rest. Now she was like, I was thinking about taking a rest and taking a break. Now she had to take a rest and take a break. So with the healer, this is about following your intuition and listening to your body. Listening to if your heart is telling you something, if your heart's sad, your heart speaks to you through your emotions. So maybe taking the time to listen to your emotions. Are you happy? And question, okay, why am I happy? What's making me happy? Because you want to figure that part out. You want to figure out what makes you happy. You want to be able to, just in case you ever get to a point of where you may be down or depressed or sad, it's like, you know what? I have my cure for happiness. I know what's going to make me happy. I know what activities I can do. I know what I can go give my attention to that's going to make me happy. And so focusing on your emotions. Or like right now, the reason I'm sitting like this, my feet were getting cold because of these shoes. These shoes got holes all in them. So if it's cold outside and there's condensation, now somehow my feet feel wet somehow. But those shoes have holes in it. So I was like, you know what? Why would if I sat there for too long, my toes would have gotten numb. I would have more foot problems going forward. And even when I was doing this, why do I have my candle here? Because my hands was getting cold. So, and if you ignore that for too long, something's going to happen. You now have other consequences. So physically, listen to your body, listening to your emotions. And it takes time. You got to set the time aside to say, okay, well, what's going on mentally? What thoughts, what's plaguing my mind right now? What's plaguing my emotions? What's my body saying? And so you have the healer, and it's about taking those out. And so you got the healer and even your inner child, right? Your inner child might want ice cream, might want pizza. I don't know why. And you can have a little bit. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I remember the John, and it's in the Bible, right? He blessed all the food because it's not the food that makes a person want to steal, to lie, or to cheat. Those things come from the mind and from the inside. The food goes straight to your stomach. It don't go to your brain. Right? So that's why it's okay to eat whatever you want to eat. And so, but we got this innocent here, and being able just to heal your inner child, like for me, I started drawing when I was 7. So doing art is always going to be important to me. Doing art is something that is, if somebody make me mad or whatever it is, I'm going to, all right, I'm gonna go get my cigar, do my cigar talk, my podcast, I'm gonna journal, I'm gonna do some art, any of all those things, because I know those things are gonna make me happy, and that's healing in itself right there. And then we have this metamorph card, this card of transformation. And so, and these are all external influences and factors. And so even with this, yeah. So like when I do my art versus artist thing, that's me just taking pictures, being artistic, and as I go and reflect, because I'm also reflecting about my transformation within the last few months of all the art that I created. So we got those there. And what was here? Here was the poet, the trickster, and the fatalis. So how I'm relating to it, how I'm continuing, even though I may not know the very next step, the next move, I'm continuing to trust that I'm on the right path, May not see where I'm going, but continue to take one step at a time. And that trickster energy, it can present itself in a lot of different ways, but we're going to see how that pops up. But again, it's like sticking with that plan, that goal, and then that poet, the artist. That's what we're headed to. But the energy for us that those were external influencing factors. The main thing that we need to focus on is this: protecting our creativity. For me, I'm definitely showing up for myself and saying, you know what? For all the people who just told me that I was just going to be a teacher, who got the metamorph card, going from a teacher to an artist. Fuck y'all. That's what this shit is going. That's what my shit. This is my artist statement for the year is fuck y'all. This is how I'm living. This is my shit. Following the intuition, going against the grain. You can't put the wolf on a chain. Gotta express myself. I'm going to express myself to the best of my ability. That's my artist statement. Hey, that's my artist statement for the year. Because they never know when you're going to stop, when you're going to be your last. Is he ever going to stop? Is he ever did it? Boom, boom, boom. He ain't going to last this long. Okay. Now, every time you show up, every time I can make another post, every time I can keep going on this path, it's like, fuck y'all. Yep, I'm gonna put my stats on this bitch. I'm gonna put my stats on this bitch and say, what did I create this year? Do niggas really wanna go? Do niggas really wanna even compare that shit? But I'm just gonna say, it's me versus me, bitch. Me versus me. What the fuck did I create this year? And stamping that shit. Art versus artist. But I am art. I am artist. Artist statement. All right, this is the shadow deck. That's the PlayTime deck. And here's the love deck. Let's go to the love deck. Let's go to the love deck. All right, with the love deck, first one is the energy that needs to be let go of. Ooh, two kind of flipped over. The gardener, but this came out yesterday, so I'm gonna put that one back. But then the scientist. Now the scientist is a card of experimentation. A scientist experiments. And even that, and it, again, like this, those two even kind of go together. How if you look at the message from yesterday, right? Energy I need to let go of, and now it's no more experimenting, and now it's staying right here, right where you are, and this create what works, what doesn't work. You got to experiment and see if it works and if it doesn't. So no more experimenting. You know what works. You know what doesn't work. Double down on your results. Double down on your results. Next is the energy that needs to be maintained. We got the giver. So the scientist is an 11. Now we got 29. 2 plus 9 is 11. And 11 is an ascendant master number. And now we have the giver continuing to give to our creative pursuits and passions. Because we got coming on top of the Duende, the wolf, and the warrior. continuing to give to our creative passions and pursuits. And then last but not least, the energy that needs to be learned, and this is over with that metamorph, the healer, and the innocent. We got 13, the pioneer. 13, 1 plus 3 is 4, and that is a stable number for building structure. That's the first number that's closed, boxed in, house, home. So right behind that is, at the bottom of that, we got number 12, which is the priest. All right, let's go. Take the chance, as an adventure awaits, and perhaps even a new opportunity is about to unfold before you. While the unknown may seem a little strange and even invoke fear, we had the metamorph card, it's getting your wings. It is only your safety mechanisms engaging you to keep you safe as you step forward. There may be something hidden from you, so that the bigger picture is obscure, but a little work and close observation should uncover it. The pioneer embraces new ideas and is not fearless, but rather takes on the possibilities of their imagination with careful and considered determination. The question: what can I create in my life that employs and uses what I already have and skills I know? That's part of this, right? This channel, Tangential Thoughts, where you're seeing everything on full display, and it's organized. All the playlists, everything is organized. Acting playlist, Chief Gihareh, Cigar band, RockStar artist playlist, Tangential Thoughts Chat Show playlist, Tangential Thoughts Audiobook playlist, music video remixes playlist, Chapter Homeless Reinvention playlist, Daily Bailey Adventures playlist. Okay. Organizing all of that. Now, everything else has been in color. So now I'm going to, let's move to the shadow deck. Move to the shadow deck. First card there is that 2 of Wands, prepping and planning. Prior planning prevents poor performance. Piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance. Piss poor performance promotes pain. The 12 P's. All right. Let's get it. Let's go. What is the advice for today? What is the energy that we should embrace and embody? What is the advice for today? What is the energy we should embrace and embody? King of Wands. It's a court card. Could represent a person who has Aries, Leo, Sag in their chart, or heavy fire placements, but King of Wands follows his inspirations, follows his passions. He does what he wants. And it's not the gender, it's just the energy behind it. But he has full mastery. He has mastery over that. All right, next. And that came over top of the scientist. Next is one in the middle, definitely. What is the advice for today? What is the energy we should embrace and embody? Hey, the 2 of Wands comes back out. So heavy fire energy, which is our passions, our creativity, and inspirations. The 2 of Wands, he has the world in his hands. And so that, again, this is preparation and planning for the actions that you want to take. Already had the King of Wands right there. So a lot of fire taking over already. Heavy fire already. Here, I gotta That's a add some fire, add some wood to the flame. Oh, you can't even see it for real. Let me see. Let's make this fire a little bigger. We got the 2 of Wands, we got the King of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Let's add something to the fire. That wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be, but it's going to get bigger. Hold up, it's going to burn. The fire's still going. There it is. Boom. Yeah. Get the fire a little bigger. We got a bonfire. Every time some wands comes out, I'm going to add some more to the fire. Every time wands come out, I'm going to add some more wood to the fire. All right. Next. What is the advice for today? What is the energy? And now, got some divine energy here. Here's the Wheel of Fortune at play. Wheel of Fortune. And so, a lot of energy is present. We see the major fixed signs. You got the lion, you got this bull, you got this bird, and then you got the man. So the 4 fixed signs, the lion is for Leo, the bull for Taurus. There's a man right there. He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. Isaiah 40:29. All right, this person up here, it's a man up here. I think that's Aquarius. So Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and what would be this one? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I'm not sure what that bit represents then up there. But yeah, I'm just an amateur reader. But working with the energy present. So Wheel of Fortune, it's that karma, right? It spins up and it spins down. And one of the other readers I read, he's like, it's good to just be in the middle rather than getting caught up in the raft, in that tornado of things spinning around here, but using what's present to work in your favor. So, but the wheel spins up, and that's on the good side of karma. It can spin down. They can say that's on the bad side, but good and bad, those are both subjective. Either way, this is receiving. This is receiving. Fortune. And so some major arcana at play, major arcana coming into play there. And then almost major, but we see another ace, a new start, beginning, Ace of Swords, receiving truth and clarity, either from intuition, from spirit, or from person, divinely guided here, out of nowhere, right? That inspiration, that clarity, truth. So Ace of Swords right there, Ace of Swords right there. All right. Now we're going to do last deck, moving to the PlayTime deck, and then this read is done. I can smell it more now. I had to get a little closer to it, get the fire a little higher. All right. Last but not least, the PlayTime deck. Got the PlayTime deck. Let's getting back to the color. So, clarifying the King of Wands. Clarifying the King of Wands. Clarifying the King of Wands. Because these cards is cold. Clarifying the King of Wands. Clarifying the King of Wands. What is the advice for today? What is the energy for today? Judgment. Waking up to brand new life again. Major arcana, you see Archangel Gabriel blowing that horn, waking up to a new life, coming out from the dead. And that's coming over top of that King of Wands. So wake up to that energy, embracing that energy. Start of your day, right? Bam! Or it comes at any time, right? Step into that boss energy. Next, the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands. Two of Wands is now clarified by the Six of Cups. Cups is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Now that six refers to Venus, and this is giving or receiving. And giving or receiving. So referring to our relationships and emotions, man, but there's a fairness in the giving and receiving here. And so that with that that Two of Wands, bottom of the deck is Two of Swords. So there's that Two of Wands there. There's a Two of Swords here. Two of Swords is about indecision and having to make a decision. And the stories that went behind this, yeah, you gotta cross these choppy waters to get to this other side, but you gotta take those blindfolds off. You're gonna make this journey, this track, and so across that water, crossing that water. And so with the Two of Wands, prepping, planning, preparation. And also this is balancing out your emotions. So 2 and 6, both stable numbers, 2 and 6 numbers. And so where was that other on that? I thought I saw something flipped upside down. There's a couple cards upside down. But I mean, even how I'm saying here, taking it in that, in what you're wielding, right? And the power that you're wielding, because it's that Two of Wands, right? And he has the world in his hands. And then, and with that Six of Cups, balancing out emotions, giving and receiving. And how I talked about, we had the duende here. Like for me, I'm doing the art versus artist, and I talked about how I'm going to make sure that that what I do today is very intentional, and I'm going to talk about myself in a very, I'm going to highlight my achievements this year, my art achievements. Because, you know what I'm saying, it's coming towards the end of the year, and I did it. I applied it. I remember my mom used to kick me out at 6 o'clock in the morning every day and tell me to look for a job every day in the summer. And I was like, yo. But every day they would come in and they would say something sarcastic or this and that, there, boom, boom. And I was like, yo, like. And so I got to a point of like, I didn't even want to eat at the table no more. I didn't want this and that, there, boom, boom. And I used to keep saying, what'd you do today? Nothing. And then right before school started, they didn't get me nothing. And it was because I kept saying, I didn't do nothing. I didn't get a job. And I remember saying, I'm like, yo, do you honestly think that you sent me outside every day from 6 o'clock in the morning to whatever time, and you don't think I ever look for a job? And so the only reason I'm saying that is because like now, right, now I'm in the space of like, I've actually been trying to actually get another job, right? Not teaching, of course, but I've been applying to other places and just haven't, got that call back or this and that third, or something happens to where I'm not able to get the job. So I'm not able to drive my car now because I don't have my insurance expired. And at one point I was waiting so I could do Instacart. And so I ordered an Instacart card, it never came. Then I had to order another one. By the time I get this other one, now my insurance is expired, can't even do it. And so it's like, but like I did try to do that. But something happens. Like something happens. Anytime I try to do something else or whatever, it's just not happening or whatever, right? And so it's like, well, I guess I'll just take that as a sign, It's like, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Not the engine I'm supposed to be going with. All right. Last one. Last one. Clarifying this wheel of fortune. Clarifying this wheel of fortune. What is that? All right. Major Arcana, that Wheel of Fortune, is clarified by the High Priestess. And High Priestess is a card of education, knowledge, wisdom. You see the Torah in the hand. And so the difference, right? There's the High Priestess and there's the Hierophant. The Hierophant is external education, wisdom, knowledge, and advice. High Priestess is internal. You see the white and the black, meaning to mix the two, intuition and that unknown. And so that's that meditative, reflective energy and going and doing your own research, your own investigations, whatever it is, to find the knowledge and the truth that you seek going within. So High Priestess, clarifying that Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands again. Bottom of the deck was the King of Wands again. So I'll say this is how we can remix the read. Boom. High Priestess, Six of Cups, and Judgment. Yeah, all of those. Half the read was major, half of the read was minor. And so well, the only thing I'm thinking about now is that how you know intuitively, right? Or you just think that there is and you may not see the abundance, right? But you just know, like, man, it has to be for me, right? Why do I have this thought, this idea to me? And even if you just focus on like that, right? I have this thought, abundant idea for me. How is it not true? I have the thought, I have the idea. How is it not true? Bam, 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 bam. I'm about to start throwing some of this stuff away. And it's about it's the in-between parts, right? I think there was this one social media meme, right? And he'd be like, man, people be in a rush to get to where they gotta go, and I don't know where they're in a rush to go. I don't know what they're in a rush to do, but they gonna get there, and they gonna realize that it wasn't the destination, it was the journey. It was the path taken to get there. And some people don't appreciate the path, the detours, the ups and the downs that it took to get right here. You know, it's those people who get to the place and it's like, Cause that's why every once in a while, especially when I see Bailey or I just not there, I'm like, man, I'm gonna look back at the times where it was just me and my girl, where I had the time to take her for a walk. I had time to just play with her, just play fetch with her. I had time to just lay with her. I had time to just be with her. And you'll get to a space and a time where it's like, oh shoot, I don't have as much time to play with her, to be with her, to play fetch, to just take a walk. And how abundant those activities will seem to be. Darn it, I was supposed to kind of show you the remix to read, right? What was pulled. I gotta pay attention with that candle in this newspaper over here. Fatalist, trickster, poet. These were external influences and factors. Innocent. And healer. Again, external influences and factors. Like even like how that's popping up, right? How even on some, what's even making me think to do this art versus artist thing? Because I keep seeing everybody else is doing it. And I'm like, yo, let me do mine, yo. I ain't get mine up there. And now, let's defend my creativity, my passions. What did I do this year? We had the Mr. Invincible, that warrior card, the wolf, and Duende. Full expression. Primitive and highly sophisticated. Okay. This has been another episode of Tangential Thoughts Chat Show. I'm your Chief Gihareh, leader of the Kim Dynasty and the Spiritual Bandits. Because we take our abundance, we don't ask for what's so rightfully ours. Aye. So, may or may not have visuals today. May or may not. I got my cigar here though. May or may not. But what the main thing is taking pictures. So we had that 201 come out. It's all about intention. I'm gonna plan my outfits out. 3 outfits, right? Three outfits. And work from there. All right.